You know, I always talk about counterbalancing my books. Sometimes it really backfires. Like on weeks like this one, where you keep expecting Harry Dresden to show up to the crime scene where Conan just killed a giant snake. Yeah, it's really crazy. Let's talk about this week. Hey, what's up, bookworms? It's Mike with another weekly update, and lots going on this week. I've already kind of talked about how it's been a busy week. As far as on the channel, I believe there's been a video every day this week, and I think that's probably because next week the kids are going to be home for the holidays, and it's going to be a little bit slower. So I want to get right into it this week. I've been doing a lot of reading, obviously. I mean, this is a book channel after all, so most of the stuff we're going to talk about here is going to be book related because every free moment I've had that has not been reading a book has been trying to pretend to be a good dad, and second has been doing schoolwork because we are coming up on finals week. So yeah, lots of papers and good stuff. I had a very long review for it, as I expected to after such a long break, but I did my review for A Crown of Swords by Robert Jordan. I finished that up on Tuesday, I believe, and I put the review right here for you in case you missed it the first time. Love talking about Wheel of Time with you guys. I would say right now that the only thing more fun than reading Wheel of Time is talking to you guys about it. Whoops, that's not how I treat my books usually. But yeah, having a great time talking to you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for all those who've taken the time to actually comment and talk with me. And I can't wait to get into Path of Daggers, which I should be doing sometime over Thanksgiving break. And I'll get to that in a minute. Also, I started reading the Chronicles of Conan, really more particularly reading The Coming of Conan. I'm just reading them out of this book, which is a collection of everything. But Coming of Conan is just it's just 6 of the stories because I didn't really feel like reading that much in a row, even though I'm having a great time with it. I did a video for it as well on why I decided to read Conan by Robert E. Howard. But yeah, having a really good time with it. Can't believe really that I put it off as long as I have, because I've said many times before, Robert E. Howard gets no respect from this fantasy community these days. You young whippersnappers, you don't give him any respect. And now I feel like I can actually back up saying that by actually reading some of his stuff. So I'm about 3 stories into Coming of Conan right now, and I'll be wrapping that up. And I'm kind of like I always talk about my counterbalancing, and it kind of, I usually like to try to say I'll do one fantasy and then the other one will be science fiction or horror. This one with Conan, obviously, that is your sword and sorcery kind of fantasy. And then the other one is a genre I usually stay away from, and that is urban fantasy. And I'm talking, of course, about the Dresden Files. I've already finished Stormfront, like people told me that you could finish it in a couple of days. That is very accurate. I did finish it in about 2 days. Had a hell of a time with it. Really good. And the thing is everybody tells me, you know what, the first book is, you kind of just kind of plow through it. It's not that great. If that's the case, then I'm going to have a ball with this series because, man, I had fun. I was engaged the whole time. I couldn't put it down, really. It's like, hey, I need to go sleep. Well, one more chapter, and I did that quite a bit. And I'm already on full moon. And the thing is those books are so short that I know they get longer later, but these first couple are so short. I'm already reading Full Moon now, and probably about a quarter through that. And I said, you know what, while I finish up Conan, because it's just some short stories, I can do another Dresden on the side before next week, where I start getting into my next course of action. As far as Dresden Files, I am going to do reviews for those. The thing is these first 2 are so short, I'm going to kind of combine a why I decided to read Dresden / the book review for books 1 and 2 in there, because I feel like there's enough to talk about there for 2 books. One book, so I was like, I don't know how much I would really want to spend the time to talk about just one of them. So at least right now they're so short. I think I'll just do that. But if you guys want to hear me talk about Dresden Files more, please let me know. Like I said, this is another one of those cases where I didn't know how big the fandom was until I started reading it and getting the feedback about how many people, like people I know that really don't read my type of books at all. Like, oh yeah, I read Dresden Files. Those are great. And I'm like, wow, okay. So I'll get more into it there about why I decided to read it and the reasons why. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I have mostly positive things to say about it. Mary Dresden is a very, very fun character, and I'm having a real good time with it. As far as my plans starting next week, I talked about the counterbalancing there. What I'm going to do then is after the palette has been cleansed, so to speak, I will be resuming my Wheel of Time read and picking up Path of Daggers. And I told you it wasn't going to be quite as long as a wait as it was between Lord of Chaos and Crown of Swords. So I'll be picking up Path of Daggers, and I will be counterbalancing that with Red Rising 5. That's the Dark Age by Pierce Brown. Really loving that series, and now the only problem I've got with it is that I'll have to actually wait because that is the last published book, came out this past August. And the funny thing about it is that I still get people in my comments all the time, oh, I tried to read Red Rising, but it was a little too YA. Guys, you know that I do not like YA. But I can see why if you read that first book only, you kind of think that. I feel like the series gets more mature as it goes on. And I read a non-spoiler review for The Dark Age, and someone said that they didn't like it because they felt like the series was rapidly descending into grimdark. And if you guys know anything about me, being the Joe Abercrombie guy I am, I love grimdark. That's my genre. So if you're telling me that one of my favorite books is kind of starting to angle towards that, bring it, bring it. I can't wait. I cannot wait to read that. I'm very, very excited because having met Pierce Brown, I can tell you he's definitely the type of guy who gets power off of his readers' tears. So I'm looking forward to some tragedy in that one. Don't know if he can bring it quite like Joe Abercrombie does, but you know what? That's kind of a high bar there. Very, very cool series. I recommend you guys check it out for sure. I'll probably be doing a Why I Love the Red Rising Saga after I finish that book. Or, I know that Red Rising stuff doesn't get a lot of traffic on the channel. Just like the Stephen King stuff I do gets, minimal traffic on the channel. But again, to me, it's more about conversation than it is views and subscribers and stuff like that. If I talk about Stephen King and, 10 people talk to me about it in the comments, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. That's really what I do this for, is to talk to you guys, because my in real life friends are like, why you read so much? They're those types, and we all have those. So that's the whole point of booktubing for me, at least, is to talk to you guys. So please continue to drop comments, and especially for this one, let me know what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're playing, all that good stuff. We can talk about it. As far as other entertainment, movies, kind of a slow week, like I said, because I do have school stuff I'm kind of taking care of. But did have a family movie night, and we watched the Lady and the Tramp live action-ish, whatever you call those. I don't know if you call them live action since they're mostly CGI. But the new one that they put on Disney Plus, and it took out the Siamese cat scene that we were told that they would be taking that out for. What do they call it? What is Disney calling it? Outdated cultural references? Yeah, I think that's what they're calling it. That's their warning on anything of theirs that came out before like 1988. It says may contain outdated cultural references. And so I knew they were taking that out. The thing is, I wish they just took that scene out and not replaced it, because the song they replaced it with was just god-awful. But yeah, as always, the CGI looks beautiful. But the thing is with all those remakes, is the whole time you're just thinking, man, I wish I was watching the original. Not to the point where Lion King, I thought it was better than Lion King, honestly, because Lion King got a bunch of people that couldn't sing. I mean, you're going to say, oh, Beyonce was in it. Yeah, so... I'm not talking about Beyonce. I'm talking about whoever they cast to play Timon was like one of the worst singers I've ever heard. Anyhow, Lion King is sacred to me. That's my favorite Disney animated feature. So I liked it better than that one. Hell, I liked Aladdin better than that one. But I felt like it was fine. It was fine. It had the same emotional beats. Decent. I think if you like the cartoon as a kid, you'll probably like this. And it's a good thing to share with your kids if you've got young kids, stuff like that. Wife cried. But, my wife cries at just about anything Disney these days. Except the MCU. Does that even count? Do you really consider the MCU Disney? I mean, I know they're under the Disney umbrella, but when you think of an MCU movie, do you think this is Disney? I don't know. It's kind of like Star Wars. I don't think this is Disney. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. As far as TV, The Mandalorain, speaking of Star Wars, Mandalorian is still good. Second episode, I think, was even better than the first one. If you haven't watched it, I won't get into spoilers. I'll just say there are so many references in there that just, yeah. Good stuff. And it isn't just in a member berries kind of way where just like, hey, remember when you liked this thing? There are just stuff in here that makes it feel like I said in my last one, just a living, breathing, lived-in world, which is what I always thought Star Wars excelled at. So I hope it keeps up, because I'm having a good time with them. I'm actually already sad it's only 8 episodes. And for comparison's sake, you guys know at this point how I feel about the movies. I feel like I care more about the two main characters on The Mandalorian than I do any of the new Star Wars characters in the new movies. So to me, that just says, hey, they're doing something right because I care about those two characters. And if you know which two characters I'm talking about, let's just say the main one and the small one. Let's put it there if you haven't got there yet, because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, because I know not everybody has Disney Plus, but everybody should be watching The Mandalorian. Very good. Wife and I are continuing our Expanse rewatch. We're through season 2. She is loving it, guys, and that is the most important thing here. I already knew I loved it. I was hoping she'd love it. Yes, she is absolutely loving it. She actually cracked a tear at one of the episodes last night. This is the second to last episode of season 2, where there is a whole thing about kids getting taken away from parents kind of thing, and that's a layup. That's a layup when you got young kids like we do. So I love that she's loving it, and I'm loving the rewatch. They put out the season 4 trailer. It looks amazing. I cannot stress enough, guys, if you have not watched The Expanse, to do so. All 3 of the seasons are on Prime Video right now. Do yourself a favor. It's so good. It's even better on a rewatch. It's even better on a rewatch after you read them. I've read the first 2 books, and like I said, I stopped because I felt like they were ruining the twists and turns of the seasons for me. So I was going to say I'll read them after I watch the season. And as far as games, guys, I did get a new one, but I haven't played it, and that is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order? Talking's hard. And I was really excited to play it, and I was like, I'm not going to start it because I've got a 5-page paper due by Friday, and I want to make sure either I'm going to make these videos for you guys or I'm going to play Star Wars, because that's the only other time I have. And I was like, I know if I start playing a Star Wars game, I'm going to get sucked into it, and then I'm not going to finish my assignment, or if I do, I'm going to do a really shitty job. And don't know if I've ever really talked about this here, but I'm the type of student, when you're going to school at this age,